Now, the Holomind Perceiver serves as the transmitter and receiver station of UR rooms. So the definition of UR can be universal recollection, it could be universal reality, universal religion, and all of them are a stage of unified planetary spirituality. We must be unified in order for us
Right.
to be one with the cosmos. We can't be separated the way we see it now. The UR rooms also help to equip the species, which is us, with informational codes that are necessary for the completion of our cosmic intelligence. All right. And what I mean by that is this. Just going to show this highlight of the octaves in the rooms here, these color code strands here. All right, that go a little bit into the ninth time dimension from the back of the head and even to the front of the head. And we can see the brown ones down here. What does rune mean? Okay, it means mystery, it means magic. The
Mm.
UR runes are the genetic codes and matrices of the side bank. So if anybody coming here, Three Eye Atlas or Anunumunu or any of these other high frequency sky people coming here, they always check their side banks to see what is on the earth. How
Mm.
developed are we? What type of civilization are we? They can read all that from the side banks. Earth is not a place for you to land on, it's a place for you to fly off of. Now, we
Mhm.
can recall that the side banks contain all systems of thought and knowledge. It's an information storage unit where everything that ever happened is recorded. So nothing is lost. Now, when we think of the Holomind Perceiver, we think of the 441 matrices, time, space, synchronicity, and the base matrix. Those are the things that we use to chart on the Holomind Perceiver. Let's start looking at the main three, which is the time, space, and synchronicity. We might still look at the base matrix unit, but let's take the time matrix for right now. This is how the time matrix looks. And if you look deep enough at it and don't get confused over all of the numbers, but just look at it, you begin to see the Holomind Perceiver inside that time matrix. And remember, we're talking time, so we're talking dimensions. Right now, we're not talking mental spheres. And you're going to know that from the way how this is going. Notice it didn't go straight down, it went to the side. Now it goes down. That's going to always let you know that we're talking dimensions. And we're talking all 9 of them. The first 7 moons start off from the left top going across. That's the first 7 horizontal rows. And we're talking the first season, which is 13, second season of time, 26, third season of time, 39, fourth season of time, 52. Now, that's moons 1 through 7. When we reach the 8th moons, 8 through 13, now you see how it's going in the blue reverse at the bottom right, 1 through 7. And that's the time matrix. Space matrix. Now, the space
Mhm.
matrix is divided into 4 10 by 10 quadrants, as we can see. That's going to equal 400, or we can say 40 squared. We have the 11th vertical and horizontal axis that divide the whole thing, and they have
Mhm.
41 units total. So if we add 400 plus 41, that comes up to 441, which we know is in the middle here. Now, there are 36 external units, and if you can see my pointer, that's outside of each one of these squares. You can count starting from 287 all the way around back up to 288, because you won't count 287 again. That's going to be 36. And it's the same for all of them. All around here on the outside of these 10 by 10 squares, it's going to be 36 units. Now,
Mhm.
the 4 quadrants are organized as 4 sets of 8 by 8 or 64 units. 1 through 64 for the first quadrant. 65 to 128 is the next 64 units. 129 to 192, and then 193 to 256. When we think about the side banks or the codons, this is what they represent. But we also have 257, 258, 259, and 260. And of course, they're all adjacent to 441. This is another look up at the space matrix. And now we see a little bit more information. But we now see zones. You have the red zone, white zone. Now we're looking at the spheres too. The zone of initiation, refinement, transformation, ripening. Let's go to the synchronic matrix. 260 units on this Zulkin within a vertical column. You see V5 right here and V17 right here. So we're looking between these columns. Now the seventh column, V11, is the mystical column. And we know that the 7, it has no mirror. Let's look at the 11th horizontal, H11, going across between V5 and V17. And we see automatically that those are the primary tones, 1 through 13. So now the 4 columns on both sides, let's look at these columns, V1 through V4, V18 through V21. These are called the Dharma gates, right hand and left hand. They're going to be numbered from 1 through 68. Follow my pointer. It goes from V1, go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 21. Then it goes the way over here to 22 at the bottom, and it goes all the way up to 42. Then it doesn't start again until it goes back over here down to 43. You see how it's going all the way around until you get to 168. The sequencing is such that the 8 numbers of any of the same horizontal row of both the right hand and left hand are always going to equal up to 676. Now, what do I mean by that? If you add up, let's take the top row, 1, 43, 85, and 127, plus 168, 126, 84, and 42, that's going to equal 676. You could take any one of these, 2, 44, 86, 128, 167, 125, 83, 84, any one, just go 4 and 4, add it all up, 4 and 4, all the way across. It's always going to end up 676, or 26 squared. That's going to be the number of the gaps multiplied by the primary tones of the Zulkin matrix. So what does that mean? It's showing you how everything is succinct. Let's go to the base matrix unit. But we always start with 1 at the right bottom. And the best way to memorize at that time was to go 1, 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71. What we're doing now is just simply seeing how it goes around. And after it gets to it don't go back to 1, go to 80, and goes all the way back around, and then we don't go to 81 again, we go to 152. You see, and it just go all the way like that until we get to 441. V11 plus V11, that's equals 441.